Hi, I'm Haley with Neuhaus. In this video, we're going to talk about using decks in an accurate and automatic reading lesson plan. First, let's look at our AAR reading routine. Hopefully you have something similar posted in your classroom, and on this schedule, you'll notice that decks are the second component of an AAR reading routine lesson. It should only take you 2 to 3 minutes, but you're going to do it every single day. Make sure you refer to your schedule while you're teaching so that you and your students know which component you're working on. When we're talking about decks, we're talking about reviewing cards for students so that they build accuracy and automaticity with words and word parts. You have 3 decks that you're going to be working with AAR. Our first deck is your regular word deck. And in your regular word deck, you have words added from different reading practices. You can see we have a variety of words here. On the bottom left-hand corner, it's going to tell you, let me hold it up. On the bottom left-hand corner, it's going to tell you which deck it is. So you'll notice that it says RWD, meaning regular word deck. And on the bottom right corner, it's going to tell you which reading practice you're going to add this card after. So here, it is going to be added after reading practice 6. That's the first time you're going to have cards for your regular word deck. When you're giving your regular word deck, you're going to do it with students every single day. Regular word deck is every single day. And you're just going to flip through the cards at a brisk pace and have students give you the name of the word. They'll all say it together. We recommend that you shuffle your cards in your regular word deck so that students don't memorize the order. The next deck you're going to be working with is your irregular word deck. Looks just like the regular word deck, except a corner is clipped because it's an irregular word, so it's an irregular shape. Just like with our regular word deck, down here on the bottom left, it's going to say IWD to signify irregular word deck. And on the bottom right, it will tell you which reading practice you're going to add this card after. Your first word for your irregular word deck is after practice 18B. Again, when you're going through your irregular word deck, you're just flipping cards for students and shuffle as you go so that the words, they can't memorize the words. You need to do the regular word deck every single day, but the irregular word deck about twice a week. The third deck you're going to be working with is your word part deck. This one is going to be yellow. In our word part deck, we have a few different kinds of cards. The first 3 cards of your word deck are base word, suffix, and derivative. These 3 cards need to always stay at the front of your deck. And then on the back, you have the information that students need to give. So for example, you'll show this to students and students will say a base word is a plain word with nothing added to it. After you go through those 3 stable cards each time, then you have the different word parts. So for example, this is suffix S, and on the back, it's going to tell you what students need to say. So you'll flash this and students will say consonant suffix S, tips S, or pins Z, and so on and so forth. The word parts you can shuffle. The first 3 base word, suffix, and derivative, you keep the same. You'll be doing a word part deck roughly twice a week. When you're looking at your AAR manual, you'll notice that down here on practice for reading practice, it's going to tell you when you're adding words to your word decks. So here, for example, on reading practice 21, regular word cards, sing, sting, and sang. That tells you that after completing reading practice 21, you'll add those 3 cards to your regular word deck. The same information is in here for your word part deck and your irregular word deck. When you're lesson planning, make note of these words so that you'll have the cards ready to go after your reading practice to add to your deck for the next day. If you have any questions, you can always refer to your AAR reading manual.